What's going on, everybody? I am your host this week for the Marvelite podcast. It is I, Will, and with me I have my regular people. We have Luke, and returning, finally, after being gone for so long, is Nick.
Hey, what's up, everyone?
We actually have Netflix news. Part of it is that Luke Cage has a release date for June 22nd, and we got our first little teaser trailer snippet thing, and it looks like they're giving Luke some personality. Yay!
Oh my god!
I don't know, what do you guys think?
This is like the first time I've actually seen Luke Cage on screen. That's what it feels like. No, seriously, that's what it feels like because
I get what you're saying.
the Jessica Jones Luke Cage most certainly was not Luke Cage, and then like in his own series, he was just really sad and mopey and emo. And I'm like, what? like he's like the polar opposite, and I'm like, what is this? But he's actually got like attitude and spunk, and he's got like a fire and a sort of passion. That, you know, kind of embodies Luke Cage, and so, like, that's what I wanted to see in both of his appearances, or in his appearances.
All three of his appearances.
Oh, no, yeah, and then I forgot about, dude, I totally, like,
Defenders.
Defenders was so forgettable for me. I totally forgot about that.
It took a step, like, a little bit.
It took a step, but it was still, like, man, you know, shit, I don't even really, like, remember Luke Cage in that show. That sounds really bad. It's just because, like, so far, like, outside of a few select scenes or even a few episodes from his solo series, nothing really stood out and was really memorable for him as a character. But, like, with this trailer, kind of gives me some hope. It gives me a little bit of excitement. I'm pretty stoked to see what they're going to do with the second season. Do you guys know who the villain's going to be?
I feel like I know one of them is going to be Nightshade. Or she's going to be a character, at least. I don't know if she's going to be a villain or not.
They kind of half-assingly did Typhoid Mary, but I think she was...
Yeah, kinda, sorta. Like, I mean, the thing about Luke Cage is I got really invested in the world, and I didn't realize it wasn't the character I was into. It was, like, everyone else.
Yeah.
Kind of carried the rest of that show, even as hokey as he was, like, Copperhead did have... I thought he was fun. He at least... He gave you something. He was distinct. What? Or am I thinking of the other one?
Diamondback.
Or Diamondback. My bad. Fucking snakes. Yeah, Diamondback at least had, like, characterization to him that made him stand out for better or for worse.
I would have much preferred him, like, wearing a Cobra Commander outfit.
I am your brother!
Exactly.
The voice and everything. But, I don't know, Nick, what are your thoughts about
Luke Cage?
The little thing? You say yay?
I don't know. I mean, I'll watch it, but, yeah, like, the first season, the first half was good, but then it kind of derailed, so if they make him, like, more fun and stuff, and also I'm interested to see, like, the other supporting characters, too. I think Iron Fist might be in the Misty cameo or something.
I think he is, but we're getting Best Girl Misty is returning with her bionic arm.
I freaking hated Iron Fist.
Everyone did, but it's okay because you didn't have to watch Inhumans, which was worse. So
well, it's just like the way that they portrayed him, and so like the stuff with like it's kind of coming back to me. Some of the scenes with...
I'm remembering the pain.
Some of the scenes with Danny Rand and Luke Cage, they were kind of memorable. Some of the scenes were kind of cool, but at the same time, like, they kind of laid these little hints, kind of foreshadowed, but they didn't really set anything solid up. And so, like, I'm really wondering when Luke's going to start the Heroes for Hire. And I hope that, Danny Rand is a part of it, and thank God Scott Buck is not showrunning or has any kind of influence over... Iron Fist anymore, because that was just god awful, and honestly, it made me not. It made me want to.
Career is dead.
It made me want to completely forget about Iron Fist. Honestly, it just made me want to like discard it as like this is definitely not MCU, almost like Inhumans level bad.
Yeah, because like, honestly, I probably would have preferred a Heroes for Hire show over season 2 for either this or Iron Fist. Speaking of Iron Fist, we did get our first piece of like teaser art for the second season, which I think comes out later this year. And so I think all 4 shows come back between now and next year.
Well, they got to push them out because of that Disney deal, but
yeah, because Disney's streaming starts in 2019, so gotta push them out real quick.
Yeah, they got to push them out real fast. But anyways, like, I found most of the characters in the first season, like, were completely fine. In fact, I really liked, the other protagonists, sort of like the side characters. I really liked the antagonist. But it's just Danny Rand himself, they was just, like, so poorly written. The choreography was terrible. His power base was almost so offbeat, like, it was Jessica Jones level bad.
Mm-hmm.
It was that bad. And so, like, the way that he moved, the way that his powers worked, the way that he fought, everything about that character was just bad. And I just did not want to see...
Couldn't he also only use the Iron Fist, like, once a day or something?
That's so shitty. That's so shitty. Just give us his powers.
I feel like that's kind of a shitty excuse to not have the effect on his hand, the little After Effects glow that it gets. Which I feel like it did, which they did it perfectly when they had that flashback scene of the old Iron Fist. They just threw some glowing rings on his hands.
Exactly.
So it's just use some smart editing, and that way you don't always have to see him with rings on his hands.
Also,
so you don't have to worry about the effect.
Also, too, it's not only that he has the power from Kun Lun, but like I'm speaking like in terms of comic books here, but like the way that they translated that over into the show was just so poor. Like it was so poorly fucking done, man. I'm sorry for swearing, but damn, like it just...
Dude, Kun Lun looks so boring too.
It looked super boring, and then they were just like, oh, they talked about Shao Lao the Undying, and it's like you showed a pair of like small little beady CG eyes, and you didn't show the dragon.
We got eyes in the shadow,
and then you jump over, you jump over into the plot of the Defenders, and I'm like, that's who Madame Gao is. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, are you serious right now? Like, Dragon Bones, that was the whole plot. Dragon Bones, dude. Just let that sink in.
Dragon Bones.
Let that sink in, dude. Like, oh my god, it was so terrible. Like, honestly, clearly Daredevil is the best show. Clearly.
And we got our first poster for season 3, which shows we. Are we getting the red suit this season? Like,
yeah, we need to get the red suit at the DD logo.
The color has been bothering me for the past season and Defenders, because I'm like, all right, we introduced it with red and black, so just spray paint the other part red.
No, he needs the logo.
It bothers me to see.
He desperately needs a logo.
I'd say he needs the logo. See, we all agree. Give him the logo for season 3.
It's
almost like coming back from the dead.
It's almost like they haven't fully embraced, any of the characters yet.
And I think that's kind of a problem we can kind of agree on across the board with Netflix. Is I get that you have to introduce the characters, like give them an origin and give them a starting place, and that's fine. But once you've established them, I think they should go. I think they can do more in embracing it, and they're very trying to stick with this whole grim New York reality that they've set up for the Netflix universe, which is fine for storytelling, but at the same time, I don't think you should sacrifice how you kind of tell these stories with your characters. I think you can do more in embracing who they are, and kind of like Jessica Jones kind of gets a pass because that's just her name. We're not going to see damn it, was it Crystal? Not Crystal. What was her superhero name? We're not going to see that, unfortunately. But we're not going to see that.
Jewel?
But Jewel, yes, we're not going to see Jewel because Jessica's a raving bitch, and I hope they make some improvements to her when we get the season on Friday.
They showed her shitty outfit.
They did, and I'm just like, so you're not going to have her wear it? Like,
also, too,
you're just going to show it? At least have her try it on.
They kept alluding that, like her power base, just sort of like...
Her powers are super inconsistent.
It's super inconsistent, man. And then it's like that one scene where they were going to set her up to actually fly through the city. She just doesn't. It just cuts to a different scene entirely, and I'm like, "Are you kidding me? You had all this build up the entire episode, and then you don't show her fly."
She bends down to start to fly, and then it cuts to the next scene.
Exactly.
Oh no, the funniest one was the building leap where she crouches on the ground and then just appears on the building, and just you see her come up over the edge, and I'm like, "Wow, that took a whole 10 seconds of wire work."
Shitty budget is what that... Well, it's not even shitty budget. It's good budget. It's just...
shitty execution.
Yeah, shitty cinematography, dude. Honestly.
I'm hoping that all these seasons we have this year coming out for Netflix are better. Daredevil's been the only consistently pretty solid one.
Bring back Stephen S. DeKnight and Drew Goddard, because clearly they're the true architects of the Netflix Marvel shows.
And the guy that did Punisher, I'd say, was solid.
And I would just have them show run everything.